Forks rating distress signal. Security rating 27. 479th standard planet cycle of the 1767th standard galactic cycle. 50 standard planet cycles since the start of the war with the crazy ones. Note: the measurement units, as well as classification units, location names, etc., have been converted to the species' most familiar and frequently used ones by your translators, to avoid confusion, as per the 873rd Galactic Council Degree 56.74. Standard message was transmitted through the headphones of sorts, every committee of the council wearing one. Following it was another, read by a synthesizer program. Shipmaster Ri'ik Agag, Heavy Cruiser Gruk, 7th Orion Arm Spaceship Division, Wing 12 Leader. Most of the committees recognized the Froxer that appeared. He was one of the most successful shipmasters on his front, with combined more than 120 successful planet strikes, conquests, and annihilations, his records beaten only by his great friend, Grix. None of the committees had seen him in this state, though. He was frightened. No, terrified even. He was looking around the entire time, looking like he expected the danger to jump at him at any moment from any direction. He then looked straight down into the recording device. His retracted nostrils resulted in him showing his teeth, a sign of great fear or anger. But no one had any doubts about which one of the two it was. Seeing this, some of the species delegates instinctively pulled back a bit. Some showed their own teeth and claws. But it was just an instinct, and he was quickly overwhelmed. Then he started speaking. Is this recording? Good. First thing first, I'm not stupid. And when I heard the rumors, I didn't believe them. No one did. You probably as well, great committees. I mean, it would totally make sense for the crazy ones to arm their soldiers as a standard, given that they lack any source of natural weapons or armor. But, I thought, they would probably give them only some sort of knives or daggers and call it a day, like every other species of their kind. And you know how it goes. You always make your enemy look bigger so that you will look better after defeating them. That's why I believe nobody from the front lines. Nobody, myself included, would have ever thought that even the crazy ones were crazy enough to spend resources to arm their soldiers with actual weapons, given our estimates of their survivability on the battlefield. But, as it turns out, the first ever species to lack teeth, claws, or really any other source of natural weapons who reached FTO age, is also the first one to distinct military personnel from weaponized civilian. They are the crazy ones, after all. And you know how everyone always fights melee when it comes to face-to-face combat? And using basically a downsized spaceship, or simply ranged weapons, is considered not honorable, and some even consider it a war crime? Basically, any species within Galactic Union would absolutely decimate the crazy ones in a fistfight, am I right? The problem with that is that first you have to, of course, get within melee range. And that's the point. The crazy ones don't fight with fists, or even melee. They have what they call rifles. All 5 crazy ones currently on this ship are carrying one. They are the crazy ones, after all. I have seen them in action, through the camera system. My best warriors getting obliterated before they even had a chance to put up a fight. And those frickin' apes aren't stopping there. They throw explosive personal devices. They call them grenades, I think. And they shoot them so accurately, we thought they used some sort of launchers. But no. They just throw them, using their upper appendages. Their freaking upper appendages! Do you understand that shit? The shipmaster had taken a few seconds to calm down. Some of the delegates were terrified as well. This was breaking news, and if what he was saying was true... Then he continued. Now we've barricaded in the cockpit with some of the crew, but half of our systems is fried, and the other is just straight up blown to pieces. And we don't even know which half is which. And last time I checked, the crazy ones were breaching the airlock, the one leading directly to the power plant compartment. We don't expect to be rescued. Every ship under my command has been boarded the same way. They hid themselves among the battlefield remains, and had let us get right into their trap when we were checking for any remnants. Yes, it's crazy. But they are the crazy ones after all. This is a message to the galactic delegates. Yes, they have soldiers carrying ranged weapons, that's true. Yes, they have personal armor, that's also true. Yes, it seems their species throws crazy amount of resources per every of their soldiers. I have no idea how they didn't go bankrupt. They are the crazy ones, after all. And our comms vessel picked up something about the Geneva checklist before going dark. The crazy ones may not win this war, but they won't go down that easily. They are the crazy ones, after all. The recording slowly started fading into the static, indicating a malfunctioning power plant, as the leaking radiation started to interfere with the device. Somewhere in the background, 5 thuds and whirs could be heard, unmistakable sounds of life pods being ejected and speeding away from the ship. All kind of alarms suddenly sounded off in the background, more and more of them turning into the static. Then, for the last time, the shipmaster spoke something, before the transmission was cut out by an explosion. Silence fell, as the committees were trying to embrace what they had just seen. That last phrase wasn't understandable. It wasn't even caught up by the translators. Yet every committee understood his message, even without hearing the exact words. Please, end the war with the humans.